You went to the grocery store last week and spent $180 on the same cart of food that cost you $120 2 years ago. The government looked you in the eye this morning and told you inflation is running at 3.2%. You did the math, it doesn't add up. And you're right, it doesn't. Here's what's actually happening and why it matters more than almost any financial decision you'll make this year. Inflation isn't just rising prices. It's a slow, invisible tax on every dollar you've ever earned, every dollar sitting in your savings account, and every dollar you haven't made yet. And the number they announce on television? That's not the inflation you're living. That's the inflation they designed for you to believe in. The Consumer Price Index, the CPI, is the government's official measure of inflation. But here's the problem. It's been quietly restructured over the past 4 decades to systematically undercount what real people actually spend money on. Housing costs are smoothed out using a fictional metric called owner's equivalent rent. Energy and food, the 2 categories that hit hardest and fastest, are routinely stripped out to create something called core inflation. Translation, they remove the things burning a hole in your wallet, then hand you the remaining number and call it a day. If the CPI were still calculated the way it was in 1980, independent economists estimate that real inflation today would be running closer to 10 to 12% annually. Not 3, not 4, 10. That's not a rounding error. That's a completely different financial reality. So what does that mean for you practically? It means if you have $50,000 sitting in a savings account earning 4.5% interest, you are not growing your money. You are losing it more slowly than you would in a mattress. Real purchasing power is being extracted from you every single month, silently, with the appearance of a growing balance. This is where most people make the critical mistake. They see the number going up and assume they're fine. They're not. The threat isn't dramatic. There's no crash sound, no alert on your phone. Your account balance increases by $180 and quietly buys $40 less than it did last year. That's how a generation loses wealth without ever making a single bad investment decision. So what do? First, you stop treating cash as a safe asset and start treating it as a depreciating one. Hold only what you need for 3 to 6 months of expenses. Everything above that threshold should be working. It should be in assets that historically outpace real inflation. Real estate with positive cash flow, dividend-producing equities, commodities, or inflation-indexed instruments. Second, you audit your income against real inflation, not the official number. If you got a 4% raise this year and real inflation is running at 10%, your employer just gave you a 6% pay cut with a smile on their face. You either negotiate harder, build a parallel income stream, or watch your standard of living erode 1 year at a time. Third, develop spending intelligence. Understand which categories in your life are inflating fastest: food, insurance, housing, healthcare, and systematically reduce your exposure through bulk buying, policy shopping, renegotiating, or substitution. These aren't glamorous strategies, they are wealth preservation in real time. The economy isn't broken, it's working exactly as designed for people who understand the real numbers. Now you do. Don't invest based on a lie. Protect your money based on the truth.